In the early 1970s, Grand Slam Club founder Bob Householder began keeping track of those who had taken all the trophy types recognized at the time by the Boone and Crockett Club. Bob himself was one of the first people to achieve that accomplishment. His foresight into this amazing lifetime achievement was the forerunner of what's today part of GSCO's family of slams as the Super Slam of North American Big Game. We'll be recognizing tonight's Super Slammers in numerical order. Join with us now as we honor these accomplished big game hunters. Please hold your applause until everyone's been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. Galindo Tiberti from right here in Las Vegas holds Super Slam number 173, which he earned after taking a Sitka blacktail deer in Alaska back in 2017. Looking back, you see another deer from Galindo, a Homestate mule deer which he took in 1998. His Stone Sheep is up next, and that great ram from BC was taken in 2005. Moving closer to the present, you see Galindo with his huge Roosevelt elk, also from BC, and in 2016, he got a Quebec Labrador caribou. We'll finish up with an auxiliary species, the Atlantic walrus from Nunavut, taken in 2016. Jeff Meyerl of Pennsylvania gets to claim Super Slam number 174 after taking his final two trophies on the Super Slam list on the same day, a Thule elk and Columbia blacktail deer from California back in August 2016. Backing up some of Jeff's earlier animals, we'd like to show his muskox taken on a hunt in Nunavut back in 1993. In 1998, Jeff added both a barren ground caribou from Alaska in October, and in December, Jeff traveled to Sonora, Mexico to get a great goose deer. We'll finish up with the Alaska brown bear Jeff got on Kodiak Island, Alaska in 2000. Nevada's own Les Naisbitt completed his Super Slam and Grand Slam simultaneously when he took a stone ram in British Columbia in August 2019, earning his Super Slam number 175 and Grand Slam number 2105. He'll be back on stage tomorrow night for the Grand Slam Awards. You've been seeing some of Les's Super Slam trophies on the big screen, and they include his Nevada Cougar taken in 1994, and in 2002, Les added a polar bear to his Super Slam list. Les traveled to Kodiak Island, Alaska in 2007 and took a Sitka blacktail deer. The following year, he connected on a Canada moose in NWT, and his Thule elk from California came in August 2018. Next, we'd like to recognize Ray Anderson of Wisconsin for achieving Super Slam number 178. Ray hunts with both firearms and archery equipment, and his Roosevelt elk from Washington was taken with his bow in 2015. The following year, Ray traveled to California and took a great Thule elk. He took a Montana bison in 2017, and in 2018, he traveled to Wyoming to get his Shiras moose. Ray arrowed a great polar bear in March 2019, and he completed his Super Slam in September 2019 with a big mountain caribou from NWT. Bill Ozaczowski of New York holds Super Slam number 180 by virtue of a Thule elk from California, which he took in October 2019. In 2011, Bill traveled to Idaho and took a mountain lion. In 2013, he took a great mule deer in Sonora, Mexico. That same year, Bill hunted muskox in Alaska and took a fine bull with his muzzle loader. In 2016, Bill took a great whitetail in Oklahoma, and his polar bear came in May 2019 on a hunt in Nunavut, Canada. Super Slam number 181 belongs to David Houghton of Texas. Some of David's North American trophies date back to the early 1990s, but tonight we'd like to highlight some of his more recent animals. We saw his woodland caribou from 2016 and Roosevelt elk taken in 2017. David completed his Super 25 with a grizzly bear from Alaska in 2017, and he added a Shiras moose from Wyoming 2018 to his Super Slam list. David traveled to California to get his Thule elk, and he completed his Super Slam in October 2019 with a polar bear from Nunavut. Peter Spear of New Hampshire achieved Super Slam number 182 and Grand Slam number 2114 with a California bighorn from Fraser River, British Columbia in October 2019. Matt Ram also completed Peter's Ovis World Slam, Triple Slam number 233, and Slam Quest Pinnacle number 79. But you'll see more on those milestones on Friday and Saturday evening. You've been seeing some of Peter's more recent North American trophies, and they include his 2015 Rocky Mountain Elk and Thule Elk from California taken in 2017. Peter was busy in 2018, took his second bison, an Atlantic walrus, and the highly desirable polar bear. Next, we'd like to recognize Super Slam number 183, Jose Pepe Marti of Spain. The Super Slam milestone is hard enough if you live in North America, so coming all the way from Spain to take all 29 animals requires a lot of travel, time, and dedication. You've seen some of Pepe's recent trophies, and they include his Wyoming Bison from 2016, Quebec Labrador Caribou from 2017, and 2019 was a very busy year for Pepe. He took a Sitka black-tailed deer and grizzly bear from Alaska, a Shiras moose in southern British Columbia, and he completed his Super Slam in Newfoundland with a woodland caribou. Super Slam number 184 belongs to Tom Mangold of Idaho, and he completed that milestone in November 2019 with the Roosevelt Elk from Washington. A few more of Tom's more recent trophies include his white-tailed deer from Kansas taken in 2016 and his Sitka black-tailed deer from Alaska, also from 2016. Tom connected on the grizzly bear in Alaska 2017, and he traveled to Washington that same year to get his Columbia black-tailed deer. We'd like to finish up by showing you Tom's outstanding Central Canadian Barren Ground Caribou from Nunavut, taken in September 2017. We're pleased to recognize Super Slammer number 185, Eduardo Negrete of Mexico. Eduardo reached number 29 on the Super Slam list with a Sitka black-tailed deer in December 2019 on a hunt in Alaska. Backing up, you saw Eduardo's pronghorn from Colorado taken in 2006. He traveled to California in 2013 to get a Thule elk, and the following year, he added Roosevelt elk from Vancouver Island, British Columbia to his Super Slam list. In 2017, Eduardo took a Quebec Labrador Caribou, and in 2019, he took a great muskox on a hunt in Greenland. Gary Adams of Michigan now holds Super Slam number 186 after taking his final trophy as Sitka Blacktail on Kodiak Island, Alaska just last month. Speaking of blacktails, Gary took his Columbia blacktail and a Thule elk on the same hunt in July 2018. His Roosevelt elk from Oregon came just a few months later, and in April 2019, he traveled to the frozen north in search of polar bear and connected on a great boar. We'll finish up by showing you Gary's second Alaska Yukon moose, which happened to be a giant bull he got in September 2019. It was a polar bear taken in October 2019 that earned GSCO Executive Director Mark Hampton of Missouri Super Slam number 187. Mark almost exclusively hunts with a handgun when permitted, so the vast majority of his Super Slam animals were taken with that method. He saw his South Dakota bison taken back in 1992 when he got that with a revolver. Moving closer to the present, we want to show you Mark's Columbia Blacktail and Roosevelt elk, both taken in Northern California. Mark has taken several pronghorn, and we chose his buck, taken in 2013, to show here. We'll finish up with Mark's Sitka blacktail deer from Alaska, which he got in 2014. That completes Group 1. We now move along to a very small group of those who have completed an archery Super Slam. The Super Slam is a lifetime achievement in itself, but with bow and arrow, it sometimes takes longer, as almost always multiple hunts have to be repeated. Super Slam number 177 and Archery Super Slam number 35 belongs to bow hunter Greg Bocash of New Jersey. One of the earliest trophies we have on file from Greg is his great velvet mule deer that he arrowed in Alberta in 2003. He connected on a Coues deer in 2011 on a hunt in Sonora, Mexico, and his woodland caribou from Newfoundland came in 2016. Greg Arrett a polar bear in 2017, and that same year, he also took a Quebec Labrador caribou. Number 29 for Greg was a fine grizzly bear from Alaska, taken in September 2019. On rare occasions, we get to recognize multiple Super Slammers. George Lawrence III of Washington has accomplished something no one else has done before. He has completed his third Super Slam with the third method. George completed his first Super Slam number 102 in December 2012. He then went on to complete Archery Super Slam number 28 in 2016, and in 2019, he completed his third Super Slam and Muzzleloader Super Slam number 3. You've been seeing some of George's trophies from his third Super Slam, and they include his polar bear and a Great Alaska Yukon Moose, both taken in 2017. 2019 was a busy year for George. In July, he took a Columbia black-tailed deer. Then in September, he connected on a Rocky Mountain elk. The following month, George traveled to Newfoundland to get his woodland caribou, and he completed his third Super Slam on the same trip with a Canada moose. That concludes all of our Super Slam awards. Once again, let's give them all a big round of applause.